The New York Yankees are back in the spotlight, and today's breaking update is the kind of news that has fans across the Bronx feeling optimistic again. Over the past few weeks, questions surrounded the team's direction, roster depth, and whether New York truly had what it takes to compete deep into the season. But now, a fresh wave of positive developments is changing the conversation completely. From improving player health to smart organizational decisions and rising confidence inside the clubhouse, everything suddenly feels different, and for Yankees fans, this latest update couldn't have come at a better time. What makes this news especially exciting is not just one single move or headline, but how multiple factors are coming together at once, creating momentum that could shape the entire season ahead. The Yankees are no longer reacting to problems. They're building solutions, and that shift alone is huge for a franchise built on expectations and championships. One of the biggest reasons this update is being viewed as great news for New York is the growing stability within the roster. Earlier concerns about injuries and inconsistent performances created uncertainty, but recent reports suggest key players are trending in the right direction physically and mentally. When a team like the Yankees begins to regain health at the right time, it changes everything. Lineup balance improves, pitching rotations stabilize, and the pressure on younger players decreases dramatically. Veterans stepping back into form provide leadership, while emerging talents suddenly have stronger support around them. This creates competition inside the clubhouse, and competition often leads to better performance across the board. The Yankees thrive when depth becomes a strength rather than a weakness, and right now, signs point toward exactly that transformation happening. Another major reason this development matters is how it reflects the front office's long-term vision finally starting to click. For months, critics questioned roster construction and strategic decisions, but the latest news shows patience may be paying off. Instead of rushing into risky moves, the organization appears focused on sustainable success, balancing experienced stars with young, controllable talent. That approach doesn't just help this season, it positions the Yankees for multiple competitive years. Fans sometimes want immediate blockbuster moves, but smart teams often win by making calculated adjustments rather than emotional ones. The current update suggests New York's leadership believes in the core they've built, and confidence from management often spreads quickly through players and coaches alike. Equally important is the psychological impact this news has inside the clubhouse. Baseball seasons are long, and momentum often begins mentally before it appears statistically. When players hear positive organizational updates, whether about returning teammates, improved strategies, or reinforced support from leadership, morale rises instantly. Confidence leads to better at-bats, sharper defensive plays, and pitchers attacking hitters more aggressively. The Yankees historically perform best when swagger returns to the roster, and insiders suggest energy levels around the team have noticeably improved. That type of atmosphere can quietly turn close losses into wins and winning streaks into defining stretches of a season. Fans should also pay attention to how this news strengthens the Yankees' competitive position within the division. The American League East is never easy, filled with talented teams capable of long winning runs. Any positive development for New York doesn't just help internally, it shifts the balance of power across the division. Rivals now have to adjust to a Yankees team that looks deeper, healthier, and more confident than it did earlier. Baseball is often about timing, and momentum gained at the right moment can change playoff projections dramatically. If New York continues building on this update, the standings could begin to reflect that improvement sooner rather than later. Another encouraging element is the growth of younger players benefiting from the current situation. When veterans stabilize performance and injuries ease, prospects are allowed to develop naturally instead of carrying unrealistic expectations. Young hitters can focus on refining approach rather than trying to save games alone, and young pitchers gain confidence working alongside experienced arms. This environment accelerates development and creates long-term organizational strength. The Yankees' history shows that championship teams often combine star power with unexpected breakout contributors, and this latest update increases the chances of exactly that scenario unfolding again. Coaching adjustments are also quietly playing a role in why this news feels so positive. Reports indicate improved communication between coaching staff and players, especially regarding preparation and in-game decision-making. Small strategic tweaks, defensive positioning, bullpen usage, and lineup flexibility can have massive cumulative effects over a full season. When coaching philosophy aligns with player strengths, performance improvements can happen quickly without dramatic roster changes. The Yankees appear to be entering a phase where execution matches talent, and that combination is always dangerous for opponents. The timing of this update is another reason it's generating excitement. Baseball seasons often hinge on turning points, moments when narratives shift and teams redefine themselves. For New York, this could represent that exact moment. Instead of focusing on early struggles or outside criticism, the conversation is now about opportunity and growth. Media attention moving from negativity to optimism can influence perception, and perception often fuels confidence both inside and outside the organization. Fans returning to full belief in the team create an electric environment that players genuinely feel, especially during home games in the Bronx. Financial flexibility and roster planning also play into why this update matters more than it might initially appear. Positive internal developments reduce pressure to make desperate trades, allowing the Yankees to remain strategic approaching future deadlines. That means New York can target upgrades from a position of strength rather than urgency. For fans, this moment feels significant because it restores belief in the organization's direction. Yankees supporters expect excellence, and when signs of progress appear, excitement spreads quickly. Social media reactions, fan discussions, and overall engagement reflect renewed optimism surrounding the team. That emotional connection between franchise and fan base has historically fueled some of the most memorable seasons in Yankees history. Energy from the crowd can influence games in subtle but powerful ways, turning Yankee Stadium into one of baseball's toughest environments for visiting teams. As the season moves forward, the key question becomes whether the Yankees can build on this positive momentum. The foundation appears stronger, the clubhouse atmosphere improved, and organizational confidence rising. While challenges will always come in a long baseball season, this latest update provides something every contender needs: belief backed by tangible progress. If New York continues on this path, today's breaking news may eventually be remembered as the turning point when expectations shifted from uncertainty to genuine championship conversation. In the end, what makes this update truly great for New York is not just immediate improvement, but long-term promise. The Yankees look more unified, more strategic, and more prepared for the grind ahead. Fans are beginning to see a team that resembles the championship-caliber identity the franchise is known for. Momentum, health, leadership, and smart planning are aligning at the same time, and when those elements come together in baseball, special seasons often follow. The Bronx is buzzing again, optimism is growing, and if these trends continue, the Yankees may be positioning themselves for something far bigger than just a good stretch of games. They may be setting the